In lane number 1, it will be Dave Villwalk in the Miss Elam Plus.
Interesting that Villwalk ends up on the inside. Normally the fast boats are on the outside. Remember the penalty yesterday cost him a lot of points, gave him a chance to go back inside.
Haas Mortgage, J.W. Myers, the U-37 will be in lane 2.
Jeff Bernard, the teammate to the boat that blew over earlier, the U5formulaboats.com, he'll be in lane 3.
Out on the outside in lane number 4 will be the Matrix Systems driven by Mike Webster. We had the U3 piston-powered boat drawn into this heat. They have withdrawn because of some cracks near the skid fin bracket area on the boat, and so they will not be competing the rest of the afternoon. We'll take a look at the drivers in just a moment. We'll be back with Heat 2B for the Unlimiteds, the Lamb Weston Cup 2009.
Spectacular shot from our helicopter high above what we refer to as the Blue Bridge turn at the east end of the race course here. You can see the two boats up ahead of the field a little bit. Those are the two that will be on the inside. David Villwalk in the bright orange Elam Plus, and next to him, J.W. There's David, needs to score some points here. Lost some yesterday with a penalty. J.W. Myers will have lane 2, subbing for Jean Theoret, who was watching right down below our tower. You wonder, Mark, what kind of an effect the accident will have on Jeff Bernard, watching his teammate get high in the air.
These guys are racers. They've both had this experience before.
He'll be in lane 3, and Mike Webster will have the U-22, very pretty boat, formerly Tubby. Used to be piston-powered, and the Webster family bought it, took it back to Reading, Pennsylvania, painted it white, and it's good to have Mike running with us here. Very accomplished driver in the national mod ranks, but cutting his teeth in the big unlimiteds. No battling for lanes, Mark. We've settled into those. It's all about being here on time, and right now, 12 seconds to go.
Well, we're looking for 4 boats, and Mike Webster way on the outside as he comes around the turn. 6 seconds to go. They're looking in pretty good shape. J.W. Myers leads him down. Inside of him is Dave Villwalk.
I think he was right on time. Boy, Myers was close. He could have had his nose on the line. Now watch this race between the 3 boats on the inside. Villwalk on the inside, of course, has a tremendous race boat. He should be the leader as they come off the turn here. Myers made a good start on the yellow boat. If he was legal, he was close. And then on the outside of those 3, it's Jeff Bernard in the red boat. It'll be all orange as they start up the backstretch for the first time.
But there's Jeff Bernard on the outside, and between the 2 of them is J.W. Myers. So we've got 3 boats virtually deck to deck as they're already halfway up the backstretch. J.W.'s fallen back now about half a rooster tail, but side by side, Jeff Bernard and Dave Villwalk for first place.
Bernard has to leave a lane for J.W. in there. We hope he'll do so. J.W. dives in between the boats. It's Villwalk out front in lane 1. Bernard is out in lane 3, and Villwalk hit a hole there and bounced a little bit. They come off the corner with J.W. running in a rooster tail, but it looks like he's okay. Nice lead now for Dave Villwalk in the Miss Elstrom's Elam Plus, followed by Jeff Bernard in the formulaboats.com.
And J.W. Myers has moved to the inside. He's now a little bit behind Jeff Bernard. Back out into lane number 2. He was for a moment inside Dave Villwalk. You're watching our overhead camera, the Blue Bridge turn now. Dave Villwalk back from the river level, but he's in first place. Jeff Bernard in second, about a rooster tail behind. A rooster tail behind him is J.W. Myers, and a full turn behind is Mike Webster in the U-22 Matrix Systems. Dave's got it pretty well sorted out at this point.
Bernard made a nice turn down there at the east end, came off the corner well, but he just doesn't have enough for Villwalk out ahead of him. I was teasing someone last week about calling that boat Miss Elstrom's Elam Plus, and then I did it. It's Elstrom's Miss Elam Plus, or any other combination of those words you'd like to use. Here comes Dave now to finish another lap. Nice lead for him, no problems. Jeff Bernard hopefully will run easily in second place, not get in trouble like his teammate did. Then it's back a little bit to J.W., but I think Myers has picked up a little bit of the yellow boat.
He has. He's moved to the inside, a little farther inside of Jeff Bernard, and so he's got a shorter way around the race course. Don't know if he can make it up in one lap. You could see on the left side of the screen just a moment ago just how far behind he was. All the way off the turn already.
Look at this great shot from our helicopter.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now Jeff Bernard on the right-hand side went way outside. On the left-hand side, on the inside now is J.W. Myers, and he's picked up a lot of ground. Look at the acceleration as he comes off the turn. He's picked up at least half a rooster tail on Jeff Bernard, but your leader, Dave Villwalk, on lap number 3, almost to the last turn that he has to make this time. time around.
I know JW has instructions from Billy and Jane Shoemaker to be fairly conservative with the yellow boat. They want it in one piece for Seattle next week, but look at this. He's going to go by Jeff Bernard on the inside, and the noise you hear down below us is because that entire team is right below our tower. Right now, J.W. Myers has used the inside to an advantage. He is gone past Jeff Bernard. Vilwalk will win it, no question there. And J.W. Myers takes second place in the Haas Mortgage, the U37. Jeff Bernard in third place in the U5 FormulaBoats.com.
And fourth place, just at the apex of the western turn, will be a rookie this year, Mike Webster in the U22 Matrix Systems. I think J.W. Myers might have snuck up a little bit on Jeff Bernard that time, Steve. He was coming up on the inside, moved a little farther to the inside, and Jeff Bernard may not have seen him. His spotter, his communicator, may not have seen him either, because he snuck up on him in the Blue Bridge turn, pulled him down the straightaway as they got to the west end of the race course and hit that entrance buoy to the west turn. They were dead even, and Jeff Bernard had to take a little wider swing because he was right in the rooster tail, the wake of Dave Vilwalk.
And I think he got into some rough water out there. When you're in the position that J.W. Myers was in, he was actually running directly behind the leader, but back far enough. It's kind of like when you're water skiing and the smoothest place is right behind the boat. He was right in that trough. Bernard on the outside was fighting the water a little bit more, and J.W. made a great run up the backstretch and through that turn to take second place away from Jeff Bernard. Good race there, and a very important 400 points for Dave Vilwalk. He needed those when we get into the later heats today, and especially the final. The points will make a big difference, and he's in that battle for national high points with Steve David, who picked up 400 earlier. So Dave needed these 400 to keep the lead in national high points.
We'll have to get out our calculators to figure that out, because Steve David got docked some points yesterday afternoon as well, and Dave Vilwalk lost some points yesterday, and so it's kind of seesawing back and forth.
When all that's sorted out, Vilwalk still had the lead, but not by as many as he would have had the penalties not taken place, obviously. So Heat 2B is safely in the books. We can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. We'll be back with a lot more of the spectacular color and pageantry, the beautiful weather, and everything that we look forward to every year when we come to the Tri-Cities for the Lamb Weston Columbia Cup. We'll be right back.
Dave Vilwalk just off the boat. Dave, I know there were some concerns about the electrical issues in the boat. Can you tell me if that's all been straightened out?
Well, we're still working on them.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully it's okay. We'll see.
Now, did it affect your driving at all in that heat?
No, boat ran fine, so hope for the best.
Now, I know the disappointment after the penalty yesterday. To be out here and run penalty-free and looking good, does it maybe show that you guys are bouncing back a little bit?
Well, it's good to get points.
Yeah.
We got to go out and do it again and see what we draw and all that stuff, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, all right. Dave Vilwalk, after winning Heat 2, back to you guys. Thanks.
And back to those points we were talking about just a little bit. Steve David is in first place in points here this weekend with 650. There are two drivers with 525, and they are Jeff Bernard in the FormulaBoats.com and Kip or Nate Brown. It's actually a combination in the 17. And these points become important, Mark, because into the sections of Heat 3, lane selection will go to the boat with the most points, and that will also be the case in the final. So the fact that Steve David is in the leadership right now in that particular category will bode very well for him.